There you are. Good to see you all. Ah, shit. Better? Hey there, shiny one, I remember when you used to come around my door. I could see you standing there with a goofy smile across your face. It's not here anymore. And you left too young, and you left too soon. My guitar, it still remembers you, my friend. And to see your light again. Yeah, they're shining one, though sometimes they're lost for words. You never ceased to make me smile. And I am thankful for the time you had, although it was just a little while. And you left too young, yeah, and you left too soon. My guitar, it still remembers you, my friend. And to see your light again. And I see you sometimes, and your memory, it shines. And I see you sometimes, and your memory, it shines. And I see you sometimes, and your memory, it shines. And I'll see you sometimes, and your memory, it shines. It shines. Hey there, shining one, your glow affected everyone, and I wish that you could hear me sing about you. chances are that if there's justice in this universe, this song will shine although it's sung without you. And you left too young, and you left too soon. My guitar, it still remembers you, my friend. And to see your light again, I see your light. Hi everybody. It was good to see you. I gotta shed a layer. I thought I'd be colder than I was. It's nice to be home, but God, I miss all you gatherers already. That was an epic weekend. An epic weekend. I'm so grateful that all of y'all came out. And I know there are a lot of you here that weren't able to be there in person. That's all right. You were missed and you were there in spirit. Gatherers that were there at the winter gathering carried all your spirits with them. I promise you. And we managed to get a couple gatherings in. We snuck in a gathering yesterday morning, as a matter of fact. I don't know how many of you caught it, but and I say this all the time, but like I catch, right? Because I try not to just be watching your comments. I try to be present, especially when I'm singing a song. I saw a couple comments though. One of them, someone was mentioning the capo placement for you guitarists here. And man, there were a lot of great guitarists and musicians that were at the winter gathering this year. It was so cool to watch people just playing in the hallways, setting up jams and circles throughout the weekend. That was really cool. I do appreciate that a lot of you out there do play guitar. This is a weird capo placement. It's on the 2nd fret, but I leave the low E string open. So for you guitar players, it's kind of like playing in a drop D. You can play a D, right? It's really a drop of E, right? But I'm playing like a D chord, and I have a root to play. Now, unlike when you play in drop D, right? You have to change your fingering for other chords. With this, when the capo is on 2, with this one open, you can still play a G the normal way that you play it, because you're not really playing a G, you're playing an A, right? And you haven't retuned the whole guitar. So anyways, cool. I also saw someone ask if we were coming down to Plymouth, Massachusetts. I can't speak for the Get Folks tour yet, but I will tell you people that that Get Folks house concert shows are going to be popping up all over the place. And for the most part, over the next month or two, the Get Folks are going to be in the Northeast. But we are gonna filter out, meaning we are gonna filter our way out for some house concerts. Maybe after February is what I'm thinking, in the spaces between Adam Ezra group stops. I think just because, right, it used to be that when I did the Get Folked house concert tour, right, over the course of January and February, I would pretty much play every single day. And I can't do that anymore because I got babies at home I want to snuggle with. We are doing a whole lot of double headers on weekends these days. So a matinee and an evening show on Saturdays and Sundays. A bunch of those hopefully will be popping up You all should think about some doubleheaders. If you're coming out to one, you might as well come out to two in a day. And look, if I can get between the two shows, you can get between the two shows. So that's all I have to say about that. I do know that we are going to be, at some point this spring, going back to the Spire Center for the Arts in Plymouth, Massachusetts. I'm super excited about coming back there. Awesome venue. It's good to see y'all. It says I have some connection issues. I hope you all can see me. You'd think we'd all be sick of each other after 15 hours of live music crammed into 3 days, but nope. I can't wait for next year. And I will let you gatherers know this that weren't able to be there this year. The resort was pretty packed, and it appears as if almost everybody has reserved their rooms for next year already, which I think is amazing, which also means that there are not going to be a ton of opening slots when we announce next year's gathering, which, you know what, we're going to plan to do sooner rather than later, because why not? But it was an amazing weekend. It's always amazing. I get to hang in person with a bunch of y'all throughout the weekend. We get to dig deep into songs like no other time, except maybe our 500 nights in a row together during COVID. I don't know, it's just special. It's a special thing, and I feel lucky to get to be a part of it. Luckily, we have other trips that we're planning in between now and then, so I don't have to wait a whole entire year to do another trip with you all. Gonna be down at the Light of Day Festival. In another week or so. They have me scheduled for like 5 or 6 different appearances throughout the festival. And this is a festival dedicated to ending Parkinson's disease, raising money to help fight Parkinson's disease. And it takes place for the most part in smaller venues, although there are a couple big venues. I'll be making appearances in New York City, in Montclair, New Jersey, in Red Bank, of course, Asbury Park. The Bandies are going to join me for a set in Asbury Park, so it's going to be pretty special. And each year I've been invited to take part in they gather up some of the songwriters to do a tribute to the Beatles. They've asked me to come back again, and I'm trying to figure out what songs I'm going to play this year. So I thought I would practice this one on you right now. I went and looked to see if there were songs that we didn't play this weekend, Adam Ezra Group songs, and I got a long list. So maybe for the next couple weeks, we'll be playing songs that weren't played at the winter gathering. Let's see how this goes. There are places I remember all my life, though some have changed. Some forever, not for better. Some are gone, and some remain. These places have their moments with lovers and friends. I still can recall summer days and some more living in my life. I love them all. But of all these friends and lovers, there is no one who compares with you. These memories lose their meaning when I think of love as something new. And I know I will never lose affection for people and things that came before. And I know I'll often stop and think about them in my life. I love you more. I don't know if I'm gonna do that one, but I haven't played it in a while. It was nice to. Yeah, it's one of my favorite Beatles songs too, and I wouldn't not play it because I think there are better Beatles songs to play. I'm just not sure. I mean, I was playing that really low, right? If I was performing it at the festival, I'd probably be singing up here. There are places I remember all my life, though some have changed. I think that might sound a little better, but I also just don't, I'm not sure that, I'm not happy with my arrangement yet. So I have to say, for those of you that joined us in the weekend, to me, the most special part about the Winter Gathering are the parts that have nothing to do with me. It is such a joy to see y'all hanging with each other, and all the fan and gatherer sourced activities that happen throughout the day, from yoga to hikes to book clubs to tons of music jams, right? Poche doing a music ecology session, a trivia section. It's just so cool to watch all that stuff happening. It's so very rewarding. I guess that's what happens when you've been through a lot with one another over time, huh? You know? The coolest part though, right? The coolest part, even cooler than the coolest part I just talked about, is that, right? It's not just the same people each year. There were a bunch of new winter gatherers. Some folks came out that had only seen a couple of shows. There was one couple that came out that, like, right, they had never been to a show and they booked a weekend. Crazy. Like, right? Talk about going deep dive. No fear. Nutso. That was awesome too. So, anyways. She don't see the skyline is fading. Desiree's at it again, eager to fill in the spaces, unwinding the tangles with the scratch of her pen. I remember her walking in circles, holding her head in her hand. Thought I failed the audition, then her dizzy decision come play in a rock and roll band. Hey, Desiree, it's a fine mess you get yourself in. You're tangled and tragic and walking away and calling your name out again. Yeah, look at you go, tied up and torn. You sure put on a show. They'll never get close to you, they'll never know. Desiree's up on the ledge again, but her heart, it still lives underground, where it's building a home made of ribbons and bows and the warmth of the cradle of sound. Hey, Desiree, fine mess you got yourself in. You're tangled and tragic and walking away, and you're calling your name out again. Hey, look at you go, tied up and torn. You sure put on a show. Never get close to you, they'll never know. She's back in the green room and screaming. She says, I hate every word that I say. This curtain call's killing me. What did they want from me? We're dancing like dolls on a string. I said, the car's packed, let's drive to the mountains. Let this bumper car tragedy end. She looks up in surprise, mascara stained eyes, says then we wouldn't get to do it again. Ooh. Hey, Desiree, it's a fine mess you get yourself in. You're tangled and tragic and walking away, and they're calling your name out again. Hey, look at you go, tied up and torn. You sure put on a show. They'll never get close to you, they'll never know. I couldn't hit the high notes on that one, sorry. My voice is a little banged up. Oh man, it was good to be back with my girls today. Allie and the girls are doing great. Man, I missed them this weekend. I don't know, I think we're like, I don't know, right? I don't know how many years it's gonna be till Willa can come to the winter gathering. Just run around that hotel for 3.5 days, and she's gonna be a little piglet and shit, let me tell you. It's a little too much right now. A lot of people ask me, like, are Allie and Piper and Willa gonna be at the winter gathering? And, a lot of folks that showed up were like, are they here? Are they here? And, it wouldn't really work so much. I am so 24/7 immersed while I'm there, right? I think during this time when, when Daddy's around, Daddy needs to be Daddy, right? I think. And also just with little babies, right? It's like, right, cribs and toys and playpens and high chairs and all the comforts of the setup that you're used to. They help make it a semi-sane environment day to day. And while Lake Moore Resort is super comfortable, and actually they have the band in this in this big house and the family could be there. It's just still, right? It would take a lot of extra planning to bring a lot of shit for the girls. And ultimately, I wouldn't really get to see them much anyway, so. At some point. Picking up a token, switching to another line. That's how the day began. That's how the day begins. Picking up a shovel, dreaming of the summertime. That's how the day began sometimes. On the crawl, yeah, we're working overtime. On the crawl, to make it through this supper time. And it feels like I'm still asleep in the same old dream. And would you notice if the world was spinning upside down? Pours another coffee, wipes the sleep out of her eyes. That's how the day begins. That's how the day begins. Pressing on that snooze bar, stealing 9 minutes of time. That's how the day begins sometimes. On the crawl, yeah, we're working overtime. On the crawl, to make it through this supper time. Feel like I'm still asleep in the same old dream. Would you notice if the world was spinning upside down? Arms around a lover, steal a kiss before the grind. That's how the day begins. That's how the day begins. Hide underneath the covers, cotton mouth, cotton mind. That's how the day begins sometime. on the crew. You were working overtime on the crew to make it through December time, and I feel like I'm still asleep in the same old dream. Would you notice if the world was spinning upside down? Yep. We've got some shows this weekend. I've got 2 more days here at home with my girls. And then this weekend, I have 2 house concerts and then 1 show with the bandies. On Friday night, there's going to be a house concert in Berwick, Maine, outside of Portland. That's going to be super fun. Relatively down the road from my house, so that's also nice. That means I get to see Willa off to school, and maybe snuggle on Piper a little bit in the morning before taking off. And then on Saturday, I meet the bandies in Oswego, New York. We're playing at, I think it's called the Oswego Theater. That's probably wrong, and Robin's probably going to yell at me via the chat. But we have not played Oswego before, a little north of Syracuse. I love that part of the country, and I love playing there. So, like, yeah, you know, whenever we get to be in the Syracuse area, in the Rochester area, I get excited anyway. So, excited to be in a new theater. Check it out. It's going to be super fun. And then on Sunday, we're going to be in New Hartford, New York, a little east of there. And by we, I mean me, little old me. Get Folks House Concert. For those of you who were at the Ramble, there's a guy named Chef Pat who was running the Ramble Canteen. And I'm going to be playing a house concert at his home on Sunday. Psyched about that. So 3 fun days of music. The question is, can I get from New Hartford, New York to Tennant's Harbor, Maine after the show? It might be too far. I'm thinking about it, though. I'm thinking about it because right after that, right, there's only 2 days. And then I'm at Light of Day Festival on the 17th, which is the Wednesday. We're doing something in New York City and in Asbury Park. I've got to get Folks show in Clarksville, Maryland on the Friday. Back to the Light of Day Festival on Saturday, Red Bank in Asbury Park. And on Sunday in Asbury Park too. Woo! It's going to be a lot. A lot of Light of Day. A lot of Jersey. It's going to be a lot of Jersey in my life in a week. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Well, it's been a year now since I seen the sun. The walls have long since closed on in. I write the words down on a page tear it up, start again. The coffee's cold, the sink is full. Now I'm listening to the birds and the passing cars outside. Maybe if I write today, it'll remind me that I'm still alive. And the days unwind like a broken clock. The screen keeps calling and it never stops. And I'm reaching out 'cause I know you're there, out there in the darkness, alone somewhere. Give me that worn-out corner stool, drinking cheap beer down at Sully's bar. Give me the seat with the obstructed view down first baseline of Fenway Park. The air that dances round your breath, late night when we're talking close. Hug my mom again, shake my neighbor's hand. It's the simplest things I miss the most. But I still have sun in the open sky. I still have that winding, endless road to ride. Still have this place inside my heart. I can find you there when we're apart. Well, I'm the scar that don't look pretty, even though it's long since mended. I'm the concert in the pouring rain you stayed at till the whole thing ended. I'm the gambler who's been down and out, letting it all ride on one last bet. I'm the boxer who's lost the last 9 rounds, but you know I'm not done fighting yet. Give my words call out, hard like gravel, but it's alright. Still had these 2 strong arms to hold on tight, and I could find my way, like I could find each note, put them down on the page of the song I wrote. A song written in the midst of our real gathering marathon, unplayed at the winter gathering 4 years later. Wild. Oh man. See how this sounds down here. last time we all looked around, and we gathered as the sun went down, along with the sky. We found a spot up on Old Town Hill, where the trees turned white and the grass stood still. For a moment, took a breath without regret, and we waited for what would come next. And Jamie held my hand. She said, "What if there is something that I have to do before I die?" Then she held me and she kissed me. In the moment she began to cry for her last time. Was playing thunder, and the sky was blowing flame, and we danced in a stream of a poet's dream on the day the judgment came, on the day of the judgment. Tumbling fury, the sky it gleamed, flash shades the world had never seen. That hill began to shake and roll to the rhythm of the human soul, never known before. Some were scared, some were broken hearted, but the rest of us, we got the party started. We feasted on a meal to meet the gods with the wine that we had saved for so long. We raised up our cups and we shouted, "Here's to you and here's to me and here's to us, my friend. Let us live it for a while in style as we meet our end." As we meet our end. And the band was playing thunder, and the sky was throwing flame, and we danced in a stream of poets' dream on the day the judgment came, on the day of the judgment. And the band played on, and we danced all night underneath the shattered moon and the falling sky, and our souls burned bright like the summertime, 'cause summer would come no more. The world stopped turning, the sun melted away, erased our doubts, it was judgment day. The fire fell like a soft rain, and we didn't feel any pain, just the fleeting love of it all. And we knew that all the madness and the glory wouldn't stop until it had swallowed up the party that was raging up on Old Town Hill. I was dancing with Jamie still, and the band was playing thunder, and the sky was throwing flame, and we danced in a stream of a poet's dream on the day the judgment came, yeah, on the day the judgment came, on the day the judgment came, on the day of judgment. Thanks for the claps. Thanks for the love. Yeah. It's cold up here in Maine. It's probably cold where you are too. Not all of you. I know you're all spread around. But I know a lot of you in the Northeast. It's cold right now. My house is a little drafty. I gotta work on that over time. That's, it's a double-edged sword, right? When you're buying a house, do you go for something really old and charming? My wife sure as shit does. But it's gonna have holes in it. It's gonna have holes in it. And any house that's old and charming and doesn't have holes in it means that someone's sunk a bunch of money into it and you ain't gonna be able to afford it, or at least I ain't gonna be able to afford it. So old and charming with holes. That's what we got. Hey, I ain't complaining. I love this place. And man, we are right on the water. Some of y'all, I posted a picture 5 minutes before I went live on Instagram, and I think that also simultaneously posts on Facebook, so you could probably see it. But that was what I woke up to this morning. That sunrise. Unbelievable. Every time I'm here. So next time you see me, you're allowed to punch me in the face for complaining that my house is cold. All right? I totally deserve it. If I see you, really, because there's a bunch of you online right now, and even more people are going to be watching this afterwards. So over 2024, if I'm just walking down the street and someone punches me in the face, I'm assuming it's just because of this. I'll just remember this, and I'll take it. I deserve it. Okay. Blowing strong from the west, so gather my courage and I'll steady my stride. My body is prepared for its best as serenity helps take control from inside, and we'll take the day, holding on tight as we take the day. Must emphasize, we will capture the day in our history, bask in our victory's glow. And if I should fall in the fray, then another will step to my place as I go, and we'll take the day, holding on tight as we take the day. A step aside. Burning fury, euphoria's height, echoed memories flash till the melee is done. And when we return from the fight, let our heroes emerge from the side that is won, and we'll take their day, holding on tight as we take the day. A step aside as we take the day. You can run but can't hide as we take the day. A step aside, words I've spoken, never broken. 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 I got a big long list. We've run out of time. Thanks for the claps and the love. Thank you all for being online with me. Thank you for not being sick of me at this point in our relationship. It was, the Winter Gathering is like, there should be a word for this. A combination of being totally, completely exhausted and drained, right? And energized at the same time. Inspired and energized, exhausted and drained. All happening at the same time. What's the word for that? I know there are some of you that are online tonight that were maybe planning to be there last week and you couldn't. And I'm really sorry about that. There were a handful of stories that I heard, and the only thing I can say is get your shit together for next year. Or don't wait till next year. We're all going to be on a boat in June. Come join us there. That's going to be our next adventure in June. By the way, we are, the cruise, right, to Cozumel leaves Tampa on like the 17th of June or something like that. I might be off by a couple days. But I know the night before we leave, we are going to be playing a free concert in Tampa that night. So for those of you planning to come on a cruise, I'm going to start by telling you should get in the night before. You have to do it anyways because you got to get on a boat in the morning. You don't want to be messing with that. But really, the main point I wanted to make was we are leaving right after Memorial Day weekend, and we are going like every night. We are playing our way down south to Florida. We're going through North Carolina and Alabama and Georgia and the panhandle of Florida. We're going all over. We're zigzagging around Florida for a while, and then we're going to wind up on a boat. My point was, I mean, we're like, I think maybe like 20 or so RVs away from like the traveling village, right? That's what we need. The traveling village. We should just come on a tour. Take the month of June off. I mean, who needs to work? Who needs money? God knows I won't be making money on tour. Not down south, at least. Not enough people know us for our southern tours to be very profitable, but we love the folks that know us down there, and we like to keep coming down there to play music for them. And every time we go back, I mean, it's the same thing that happened in New England, right? Like, you know, we're just through stubbornness, I think. People just keep winding up being forced to listen to us until they like us. Anyways, it's been a nice hour with y'all. Thanks for hanging with me. I feel honored to be able to gather with you as we do. Raise up your glasses. Let us drink to the wind at our backs. May it always blow steady wherever you roam. May it turn when you're ready to carry you home. you keep you ahead of the rain, yeah. Raise up your glasses, let us drink to the heavens above. Some say it's a glimpse of God's great design. Some say it's the science of all things combined. May we look up and always feel wonder. Here is to us and all we see. Here's to our hearts and the air that we breathe. Here's to around and good company. Here's to the drink that we share. Raise up your glasses, let us drink to this time that we had. For these moments pass lightly and they won't come again. May our lives all burn brightly right up to the end. May we live them with joy, yes, abiding. Raise up your voices, let us drink to the end of the day. Let us drink to the work when the working is through. Let us drink one to me, let us drink one to you. Let us drink one to those who aren't with us. Here is to us and none we see. Here's to our hearts and the air that we breathe. Here's to around good company. Here's to the future, here's to the past. Let us drink one down slow, let us drink one down fast. Let us drink one out of these 90s and last. Here's to the drink that we share. Oh, here's to the drink that we share. Cheers, gatherers. Please stay safe. Keep on looking out for one another. And I'll see you again soon.